All right, hello, welcome. Good morning. Back again, streaming to a massive audience of 0. Well, that doesn't matter. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's like I have to make a point of nobody's here. Some might call this pointless. But I don't give up. And the benefits, to me, are great, no matter if someone's here or not. All I know is I started to get profitable when I started doing this. And then I stopped it for a while. And my profits went in the toilet. I'm not saying this is the magic solution. The magic solution is having something that forces me to look at the market in a more professional way. So this is my video diary that one day maybe others will listen to. All right, as I go live, there's no news, but let's check what's on the schedule for later today. We had this morning at 8:15 ADP employment change. That's slightly bad. Employment up means no chance of a rate cut. Now, on Twitter this morning, I saw a post by Anthony Crudele, which brought up some good points about we're moving towards a more Fed-centric market again. Often in the past 5 years, we've been in a Fed-centric market, which is, I find that preferable to a Trump-centric market or a war-centric market by far. He did point that out too. I'm pretty sure that it's good for traders. But we're in a funny situation where the Fed, by its mandate, has no reason to lower rates. In fact, I think, and many others think, that they should have raised rates a long time ago. Inflation is rampant. It's insane. But at the same hand, they shouldn't be lowering rates at all. None of the data says so. One of their mandates is to keep employment high, and they lower rates to boost spending at companies so they hire people. But by every metric, employment's up. So they have no excuse to do it. We have an administration that wants lower rates constantly. I don't get it. It's like he doesn't understand how it works, or he doesn't care. Doesn't care that normal Americans suffer. Or he thinks somehow that it's, I don't know. I guess economics is not a science. It's all theories. It's constant theories over and over again. Which makes it, I mean, that's why communism always fails. Communism tries to put science or a theory, one strict theory, onto the way people live and conduct business. And it does not work. Whereas capitalism is a bit more fluid. We try out this theory, it doesn't work, it fails, then we move on to something else. I mean, that's why you can't say there's different theories and we're following different economists at all different points. But you can't study it like you can wildlife. You know, where an ant has 6 legs, it's always going to have 6 legs. And its behavior is going to be this, this, and this. But there's just too many inputs into the economy that you can't 100% say that if we keep rates low, it's going to be terrible for Americans. I think it will be. I think the evidence is there that it will be. But you can't 100% say that. Anyway, this administration wants a Fed chairman who's going to lower rates at every chance. I think that's bad. They can cook data as much as they want, but ADP is private. I mean, who knows? They might pull the strings there too. I don't know. All right, that's enough. This afternoon, 10 a.m., pending home sales. I blocked that out. I will block that out. It doesn't always move the markets, but when there's a chance, it's good to back off. All right, enough of these news events. Later, tomorrow's huge. Not because of any events, but because NVIDIA is releasing earnings in the afternoon, as well as FOMC minutes in the afternoon. Well, NVIDIA is releasing earnings after the close in the afternoon, as they always have. I think it's usually around 5 or 5:30. But I will, I don't know, I will not be trading the overnight. Thursday we got nothing for America. Yeah, that's looking forward enough. I think Friday we have Michigan consumer sentiment, which I'm willing to bet is still in the toilet. All right, headlines, real quick. Why do they always show this picture of Iran? Trump traded over $50 million in Mag 7 stocks as he met with techs. Yeah. So I also find it funny why he is pushing, I think he was pushing to not allow members of government to trade on the stock market. I'm guessing the president was excluded from that, which is just nuts. I think we should do that, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a good thing. At least with allowing them to trade, things are in the open a bit more. Whereas if we bar members of our government from trading stocks and bonds, first of all, you might not get any great people wanting to do that, wanting to be a member of the government. Or even worse, you might get people who are more experimental in a bad way, more extreme. You might get the nut jobs into Congress. Or they'll start doing it under the table. Because I know certain people don't like to admit it, but human beings want to accomplish things. They want to earn money. They want to do better than everyone else. That's just part of our nature. You can't ignore it. As much as you want to make everyone equal, we're not. So you take away that incentive, things could be worse. I don't know. I feel like there's no good solutions to any of our problems. Except time. Alright, SpaceX IPO adds second Musk stock. It's a problem for Tesla. Yeah, it does split them up, doesn't it? I forget when the IPO is. I think it's Check that out. Whatever, they're not going to say. Well, in that case, I don't care. Home Depot released earnings this morning. Says they beat. I didn't expect that. I think a lot of the reason these companies are beating is because they just keep printing more money, so they're getting investment. It's just, you look at consumer sentiment and it's in the toilet. And you wonder, how are all these companies beating on earnings? I know why Nvidia keeps beating on earnings, because they're circular financing. And what do they call that? Venture capital. It's supposed to be about Home Depot, but it's all about Nvidia. Alright, that's enough. I don't care anymore. Let's take a look at the charts. Good news is we are heading into a good range. It's so much easier to trade as a day trader, intraday trader, scalper, whatever, when we aren't going up every single day. It's very hard to know when we're going to stop going up if we've never been to that area before. So many modern traders are volume analysts. You can't analyze past volume if it's never been there. Honestly, when markets just keep melting up, I feel uncomfortable. But now that we're ranging, it's somewhat easier to call the next spot, the next location. But I kind of hypothesized on Monday that we would range until Nvidia earnings. And we are. Look how short these ranges are. Let's stretch this over, see if anything changed. Yep. We are just sticking right by the POC. That kind of makes it hard to trade around there. You get a lot of rotation. I guess it's hard for some. I don't mind it. But it looks like we rejected yesterday, value area high. We also rejected the value area low. Today might be the same story. We might just bounce between these two, more or less, or head towards one slowly. Let's take a closer look further in. So yesterday was mostly down day, and then again right at the close or near the afternoon, you had lots of buying. I don't know why. I guess to get in a better position to keep selling. So yesterday we basically hit right on the, this is a naked value area. I've yet to work into showing or work on showing my marked value areas on another chart. I got to figure out how to do that in Sierra charts. But this is where we stopped, basically, going down further yesterday. I usually don't trade the afternoons. I have too many other things to do. And it's kind of the same thing that happened Monday. We melted lower. Oh wait, yesterday was Monday. Never mind. Where was I seeing that? Yeah, never mind. So we opened about pretty level with yesterday's regular trading hours open in the overnight. We've been trending down, mostly selling under the VWAP. We poked above the VWAP and POC once, bringing the POC up for a little bit, but then broke down quite heavy. The area which we had a double bottom, almost a triple bottom. This is seemingly an almost random area. I have nothing marked for it. But I would pay attention to that going into regular trading hours. Going into the trading day, like I said, probably going to range. Who knows? Things do kind of feel bearish to me. Price action does seem bearish. Key areas to look out for. If we head higher, definitely yesterday's close. I'd watch to see what happens there. But before we even get there, we have this mess. We have a few different initial balance lows and highs from previous days. That could provide resistance, or that could end up being our not initial balance. That could end up being our point of control in this general area at some point. I would avoid any tight trades in this area. I might end up building into a short as we come up to this. But I've been keeping, for many reasons, I really can't trade more than 2 contracts in my one account. In my other account I can do it a bit more. But I'm trying to transition everything over to a different broker. Keep my futures trading separate from my stocks and whatnot. If we head lower, like I said before, definitely look at the low of the overnight. As of now, it's the low. But this 73.84 area. And then, of course, right below that is still well, it's no longer a naked value area. We hit it just barely yesterday. But I would still say that could be support. Beyond that, let's say we start crashing. Well, then much below that, we didn't spend a lot of time here recently. So if we break previous day's low, we could gain some speed in here, and we might not slow down until whole number 7,300, which also happens to be the bottom of this new range that we're in. One of the bottoms. You could say there's several bottoms. This range I drew. So that's about right at 7,300. You could also consider this a bottom, this value area low. But I think that's all I got for today. I might start looking at gold, and at least gold and oil. I should add that. I already pay for full data on 2 different brokers. I don't want, yeah, whatever. Gotta pay to play. Just before I go, let's take a quick look at yields. Two-year yields have gone up, as well as 10-year yields. Quite significantly. That is going to be troubling. Dollar's going up quite a bit too. This is one of the reasons I think we might have a down day, a pretty good down day. If we rip, then it's completely unexpected for me. And I will be paying close attention if we rip higher. If I don't see the dollar coming down and yields coming down, I would half expect us to V the other way, meaning we would hit probably 74.50, 60, and come right back. But it's all speculation. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Good luck. Goodbye.